Hi everyone. Just wanted to share with you today some timely words that I read recently from Ed Welch. He's a well-known Christian author and counsellor with CCEF, and some of you may be familiar with him. What he's talking about here is the Bible, particularly the Psalms, and our experience day to day with fear, which seems like it might just be especially appropriate right now. Here's what he writes. Scripture agrees that fears are everywhere. The Psalms assume that we are afraid. Their goal, that's the goal of the Psalms, is to merge fear with faith in our trustworthy God. The goal of the Psalms, he says, is to bring our fears face to face with faith in God. And it got me thinking, what is it that should distinguish a Christian's handling of fear from the way everybody else handles fear? Is it that we have no fears? No, we all have fears. Is it that we don't admit our fears? No, it's good to be honest about our fears. Is it then that we simply refuse to be affected by our fear? No, it's not that either. What's unique about a Christian's relationship with fear is surely this, that we take our fears to God. For the Christian, our daily fears are nothing less than timely and gracious prompts to turn and put our trust in God. Without God, our fears are like stones stuck in our shoes, increasingly weighing us down and making life more and more painful as we walk. But with God, those same fears can be put to good use as stones that pave a well-trodden pathway to God in prayer. And that, Ed Welch says, is the very special purpose of the Psalms. Their goal is to merge fear with faith, he says, faith in our trustworthy God. And the psalmists model this for us again and again in the way they handle their fears. Just to give you one example, Psalm 56 verse 3 says, "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." Now, as a church, we've already committed to begin reading the Psalms together this month for RBT. But Ed Welch's comments remind us that it's not just we who have set a goal to do something in the Psalms this month. The Psalms have their own goal to do something in us as we read them. Their goal is to take our very real and very present fears and powerfully transform them into invitations. Invitations to put our faith in our trustworthy God. Now, there really is no better way to handle our fears than this. And in all of the Bible, there's perhaps no better book for teaching us exactly how to do this than the Psalms. So, if we haven't started yet, there's no time like the present to begin taking up the Psalms and reading them. And even before we meet online in RBT groups in a few weeks' time, let's begin to share with each other the many ways we're seeing the Psalms at work in us already, transforming our everyday fears into faith in our trustworthy God.